everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. So in today's card making video, I've got 2 card ideas using washi tape and pet tape to share with you. Remember, you can use these layouts with pattern paper and stamps and dies as well. So don't feel that you have to have pet tape to watch this video. I'm going to be using the Perfumed Reveries wide pet tape from the washi tape shop today, and I've already gone ahead and fussy cut lots of the elements out from the tape. I then die cut 4 squares of cardstock in lilac from a stitched border die, and then I've got 4 white layers from a normal straight edged square die to go in the centre of those, and I'm just going to arrange them in the order that I want to attach these baskets to them. So I'm going to be using these baskets from the pet tape, and I'm just going to simply stick them down on those white layers of card there. So I'm just removing the backing tape, and the easiest way to do that is just to flip the image over and remove it from the reverse. And then once they're all stuck down, I'm going to go ahead and attach all of these to these lovely little purple matte layers that we've got with the stitched edging. And I think the stitched edging here just really adds a lovely little detail. It just steps it up a little bit. Of course, if you don't have dies, you can just cut these out using a square punch, but use whatever you've got. I've got an 8x8 card blank today, so this is going to be a large card, and again I'm mounting that layer of white cardstock to a matte layer of lilac cardstock, and then we can go ahead and stick that down to our card base. So the matte layers I'm working with are 7.5 inches squared and then 7.25 inches squared. Because it's a shop bought 8x8, it is slightly smaller than 8x8 inches, but yeah, it is a big card. I've then got some of these floral arrangements from the tape that I've fussy cut out, and I'm just going to attach those to the corners just to add a little bit of extra interest on the background. I did want to emboss this, but because it's so big, it won't fit through my Sizzix Big Shot machine. So yeah, if you've got a bigger machine, then you could definitely emboss the background, and I think that would look beautiful. I'm just going to trim off the excess tape from behind. And I just wanted to say, for those of you that hate fussy cutting, you can now buy pet tape and washi tape from the washi tape shop that's pre-cut. So pre-cut tape, so you literally would just peel it off the tape roll like stickers. So yeah, don't let the fussy cutting put you off. You can now buy this tape pre-cut. So I'll leave links to both options in the description box below. So now I'm just going to add some foam tape to the back of each of those squares. I'm using some foam tape from scrapbook.com, which I'm really loving using at the minute. It's not overly sticky when you cut it, so it doesn't gunk up your scissors as easily. And the backing tape is really easy to remove. And I love the fact that it's so wide. So yeah, you could definitely cut it down and make it thinner if you wanted to, but when you're attaching big areas, it's nice to have a lot of foam on the back so that they don't kind of dip or sag over time. And obviously I want to make sure that this stays stuck down for a long time. So I'm just peeling off the backing tape and sticking all of those squares down, and I'm just arranging them so that they've got a nice even border around them. And then we're going to go ahead and pop our sentiment in the middle. Now I've already die cut this lovely decorative oval and then a solid oval from white cardstock for the middle. I'm going to stamp out this sentiment from the Gina Design stamp set, which says sending love and happiness. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the back of that and then stick that down, and then we'll attach some foam tape to the back. I will need to use double the layers of foam tape so that it's extra thick, because obviously we've already got some dimension on the card. I was just playing around there with some layouts with the florals to see whether I should tuck some behind, but I didn't want them to cover over the lovely baskets that we've got on display. So yeah, I chose not to add any kind of extra details there. So I've doubled up the foam tape so that that sticks down nicely in the centre. And then I've got some pre-cut like butterflies on my desk. This is from the ephemera pack from Stamperia. It's been sat on my desk for a while and I really need to start using it. So I've decided to use one of the butterflies just to stick that on the sentiment. And then I think that's the card finished. I do add a few little gems off camera and I'll attach close-up photos at the end. But that's the first idea that I had. So for the second card, I've got this really thin washi tape. This is from the Floral Lane bundle, and it comes with lots of different washi tapes and lots of different thin single coloured tapes as well. So I'm just using my magnets to hold my card blank in place. We're working directly on the card blank for this card, and I'm just going to create a lovely little border. I can then remove my magnets, and I'm going to leave the excess washi tape there for now, because that will just hold it in place while I play around with the layout of my card. So because I've already gone ahead and fussy cut all of these little elements out, we can just play around with the layout. And I'm trying to create a wreath, but I want it to be nice and evenly balanced. The tape repeats the pattern every 100 centimetres. You get 5 metres on a roll. So where I've fussy cut the elements, there are some duplicates now. So I just want to make sure that I can space those out nicely and that they all look really nice together. So then I can go ahead and remove the backing tape and stick those down. And then what I'm using is I'm kind of using the square that I've created as a bit of a guide to help me create the circle. So I really want the edges of the tape to be touching that border. And then that way I know that we're going to get a nice circle. Now, if you don't feel confident eyeballing it like this, you could definitely draw a circle first and then use that as a guide to help you stick down these layers. But yeah, I was quite happy with just being able to eyeball it. There's a slight little gap in the top left, and I'm just going to add another little sticker from the tape, those couple of flowers, just to kind of complete that. I'm then just working out what sentiment is going to fit in that gap there. And again, I'm going to be using the Gina K Design stamp set for the sentiment. But first, I'm just going to trim off all the excess of that little thin washi tape border that we created. Next, I'm going to die cut a circle out of the front of our card, a circle that's big enough to fit the sentiment in that I want to use, and that will also create a really fun aperture on the card. So I've just got 2 dies there from the nesting die set that I've got. This is the Creative Craft Products set of nesting circle dies, and I'm just going to tack that smaller circle in place with some mint tape from scrapbook.com, and then go ahead and die cut that out. I've now got that lovely leftover piece, and I was kind of working out whether I still wanted to use it and stick it to the inside, but I decided I'll save that for another project. But I'm going to go ahead and cut a border for the circle as well. So I was working out what colour cardstock to use, and in the end I decided to go with some silver mirror card. So I've just cut out a really thin border from my nesting dies, and then I'm going to use some glue just to stick that down. And I think that just really kind of frames the centre of the card really nicely, and it just adds that lovely little bit of shine to the card as well. So once that's stuck down, you can see we've got that lovely aperture, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment directly through the circle. So I've just popped my magnet on my card just so that it holds it nice and flat. You could definitely use a stamping platform here if you prefer, but I'm happy using my stamping blocks, and I know that when I line it up through the centre of this circle, it's going to be nice and lined up when the card's open and when it's closed. So I'm stamping it in some VersaFine Clair Nocturne Black ink, and then once that's stamped, you can see we've got a lovely crisp sentiment. To finish this card off, I'm just going to go ahead and add a lovely silver butterfly that I've die cut from the same silver mirror card, and again I'm just going to stick that down with a little bit of glue. I'm going to then go ahead and add a few little gems as well just to finish. This is the We Are Memory Keepers bloom storage that I store all my gems and sequins in. I absolutely love it. So yeah, it looks really pretty in my craft space. And then I'm just going to use a wax pencil and some liquid glue to stick those enamel dots down. And then that's the second card finished for today. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial today. I hope that it's given you some ideas and inspiration of ways that you can use pet tape or washi tape. Remember, you can do this with pattern paper, dies, stamps, whatever you've got. I hope it just gives you a little bit of an idea for the layout. As always, all the products that I've used will be linked in the description box below. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you've enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more from me. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.